And now, from North Platte High School, Studio B, welcome to Bulldog Banter, where we explore the endless possibility that education brings. This episode brought to you by NPHS Foundation and the Flower Market.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Bulldog Banter. I'm Maddie Hildebrand.
I'm Molly Jorgensen, and this is the podcast where we interview and talk about all things North Platte and North Platte High School.
And do fun stuff. Today we're here with Arron McCoy, our new athletic director.
Thanks for coming on here.
Well, I appreciate the invite, girls. Thank you very much.
Yes. So, what made you want to come to North Platte?
Well, I think, North Platte it really has a lot of unique opportunities, with the community aspect, that's what I kind of feel like is one of the Class A schools that has such a community aspect to it, that it's a community school still. It's not just, a large school like a lot of them are across the state. So I think, I was most impressed with how much the coaches support each other and know about other programs, and want each other to be successful. And I feel like the community is that way as well. So that's probably was a big draw for me.
I agree. I feel like since we all know each other, it helps. Yeah. We're all really supportive.
You're a big school, but you still know pretty much everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of Class A schools are like that. So
yeah.
Absolutely. Small town vibes for sure.
Small town but big school.
Western Nebraska,
Yeah.
It's kind of the Nebraska way in a lot of part of our states. So that was what really made it appealing.
So where did you live before this?
So before this, the year right before I came, so last year I was the principal at Bertrand Community Schools. It was basically a pre-K-12 job. So we had about 300 kids in the whole school. So it's definitely a change, but that was what's kind of exciting for me. I was a principal for a year, and before that I was at Overton Public School. And I was a teacher and activities director there I was there for 8 years. So they've recently had a lot of success, and getting to kind of start the building blocks for that. And then they reaped the rewards of doing all those things. This last year, I think their girls won state Class D in both volleyball and in basketball. And the boys won state D golf, So doing that and then stepping into a principal role, and then kind of, I liked it, but I kind of decided I missed a lot of the activities. So it was always really exciting to build relationships with the kids and coaches and, that sort of stuff through activities, because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's the activities director is a big role in everything, and having
it is a lot.
Factor.
Even at a small school, it was a big role, and I always kind of had the viewpoint of supporting all the programs and coaching coaches, and, because I was also a head coach of a couple different sports as well. So just kind of having that perspective, I think, really lends me to being a good support, in this office. And part of it too, when we talk about activities, I always like to point out that it's not just sports, right?
Yep.
And I actually have kind of a fine arts background. So that I originally went to college to be a music teacher.
Cool. And
I did 3.5 years, and then had some issues with people in the department, and decided I didn't want to continue with. They're kind of pushing me towards music performance, and I wanted to be music education. And I never could master the piano. So I was terrible at playing the piano, but I can do a couple scales, that's about it. But so then I looked at, because I knew I wanted to be in education. I knew I wanted to eventually be an administrator. I knew that all the way back in high school. And
Wow.
So I kind of looked at, well, what else goes on in a school that I really enjoy? And so I went into social sciences. I got a geography emphasis because I really liked that stuff, and graduated at UNK is where I went to school. Took the history job at Overton, continued on and got my master's in administration and principalship, and that's what I used for this job as well. So it has been kind of a twisting road, but I guess back to my point was, what was exciting too about this job, should have said this earlier, was the fact that I'm coming to a place that has a pretty strong fine arts background as well. Bands, orchestra, choirs, all that different stuff is exciting to me just as much as, volleyball or football or that sort of stuff. So I'm excited to be able to be, exposed to or have supporting those programs as well.
So is that why that drew you to coming to North Platte? Like, we know you miss being an AD, so
Right.
you wanted to be that again.
Yep.
Is that what made you come to North Platte, was more the fine arts, or?
When the position was open and I saw it, and it was just, it was the fact that there was, in this size of a school, it seemed like there would be a lot more opportunities for those sorts of things. And I feel like, that's kind of our job in the activities department is, it's not just athletics, like I said, it's also providing those opportunities for those things. And so, it was definitely a draw of wanting to come and have those experiences as well.
Right.
So in high school, like you said, you have a fine arts background. Did you also play any sports?
I did.
What sports did you play?
I originally graduated from Arapahoe High School.
Where's that?
So it is, do you know where Lexington is?
Yes.
So if you go straight south of Lexington towards Kansas,
Okay.
Okay.
it's clear down about 18, 20 miles from the border of Kansas.
Okay.
Small school, Class D school. I did everything. Did everything from played basketball. Luckily, though, my senior year, they bolted down the benches, so they didn't need me to go out for basketball anymore. But no, just kidding. I loved it. I just wasn't a huge basketball. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so
Yeah,
I don't bring a lot for the basketball realm there. But football was my sport. Loved football. Did everything from being a lineman to eventually, all district and fullback, stuff like that. So really, truly, if there's one sport I would say that I really click with, it's football, because that's me personally. But and I also did track, also did musicals. I was in every choir, played the trumpet throughout all of high school, coached junior high, like travel league teams, like Sunday league teams. Did pretty much everything, which is a blessing and a curse in a small school, because you get to do a lot of different things, but you're doing a lot of different things. You're fighting over kids to do all these different activities. And it was a great way to grow up. I wouldn't change it for anything. It gave me a lot of perspective, taught me how to work with people. And I grew up on a farm, so we farmed and ranched and had all that as well. So I feel like I have a pretty, not unique, but a very, I'm proud of how I grew up and what I did. And I think it lends me a little bit of understanding when I step into a role like this, to say, hey, everybody has their aspect to be proud of and area they can grow into and all that sort of stuff. So, but I don't know. Also, too, girls, if you haven't figured out, I ramble a lot.
No, it's
so if
good.
I get off topic,
it's okay.
if I get off topic, this is about you guys asking me questions. So tell me to bring me back if you have to.
No, you're going good. So it's good that you have all that experience, especially growing up to be an AD, because it's good to have that variety for everywhere. How do you plan to balance like both sports and activities throughout the year?
Well, I don't think it's any probably surprise to anybody, but this position and this department is one that stays very busy, right? And I hope everybody realizes, we're going to try and get to as much stuff as possible. Some things, due to having more spectators than other, dictate that you have to be there, but everything is important. And there's going to be a big, crazy push this fall for me, because I want to be, I want to be at everything to start with and show that, I'd be a part of it. But for me, balancing it out is, I don't know yet, because I haven't had to do something like this
Right.
yet. So It's going to be figuring it out on as we go and what works for me and how we have people to support different things and what each program needs, stuff like that too. Nobody needs me hovering over their shoulder, so showing up and supporting them and showing all the players or the performers that, it's important to be there because all of you guys, performers and players, you all work hard, you practice, you do all these things, and the point is to show it off. So that's what we want to do.
So how do you think that we can create a winning culture? Because I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I feel like everybody kind of has a losing mentality right now. All of our sports, so how do you think we can?
Why do you think that?
Well, because that's how everybody acts.
Everyone just has just a downfall.
They're all pessimistic. They're all
because we're a school that's
would you say they're not proud of being from North Platte?
Well,
they're not
it's
proud
just
of being a Bulldog?
I think it's just the fact that we're Class A, and we are one of the smaller Class A schools.
Yep.
And we're all the way out in the West, so when they're
everybody has the mentality that since we're smaller and
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's all about who shows up,
Right.
right? If it's football, it's whatever the 11 people on the field are going to do. If it's basketball, it's whatever those 5 people on the court or that team is going to do. Population has a lot to go into it, but I feel like here at North Platte, we also have people that know how to work, and we know how it's going to take work, to get better at something. Trust me, I would love to be 6'5", and be naturally ripped, and I'm not at all. And I know that it would be possible, but it would take work, and that's, I think, prioritizing what you want to do and who you want to be, because at the end of the day, your parents, talk about and raise you and influence you guys as kids, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to make the choice. How do you want to be defined? And I really think that, attitudes and mentalities and who you surround yourself with and what you tolerate is what defines you. If you allow that stuff around you to be negative, to focus on those things and to constantly put each other down, that's why. To me, it's always been way harder and more exhausting to be negative and pessimistic and mad about stuff than it is to, just be nice. And I don't say that in a naive way, but just to say, especially in my job here, I have expectations for coaches, for players, for band members or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you're my people. I will support you. I will defend you. And I think that some of that's going to come from leadership. Show that, hey, it is important. Hey, at the end of the day, yeah, okay, so you lost the football game. Who cares? Did you have fun out there? Did you get a score of points or stuff like that? And to be honest, I think if you ask the majority of people, they're not going to be able to remember the score and sometimes even the wins or losses, but they'll remember how they felt as being part of that team. And my experience is if you get those things right, if you get the fact that you support each other, that you have expectations of how you interact with each other, you start getting those things right, then the wins come. And at the end of the day, North Platte has been lucky to have some really talented athletes come out of here. But the vast majority of us, myself included, that's not what it's about. It's about the relationships you've built, the high school friends that you will have. Not all of them, because sometimes high school can be overrated.
Yep. For sure.
I'm the same way. But there will be those people that you'll maintain a connection with, or the town, the community, Maybe that you'll look back on working that summer job or that high school job and think about what that taught you or something like that. And all of those things add up to create the person that you're going to go be in the real world, right? And I think we have to get those things right here. And the great thing about, for my department is and I think a lot of people forget this. It's a big push across the state right now. Is we are educational based athletics, like through the NSAA, right? So we are all about providing space and providing this aspect of allowing kids to grow, not necessarily about wins and losses. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to win. I'm a very competitive person, and I meet a very sore loser, by the way. But it's about providing that space for the kid on the volleyball team or the kid on the one-act play or something like that to create a lifetime memory of how, something made them feel versus whatever it would be. So I think just having a focus on that, and I really believe in this world dominated by all the fake stuff you see on social media and people comparing themselves to what's perfect out in the world, really does a detriment to that. And there's nothing wrong with being yourself at all, but that doesn't mean that you impede on somebody else from being themselves too. So again, another long-winded answer probably, but we have to be better people before we can be better anything else.
Right.
So
it's definitely the growing process for sure.
yep, and it comes from expectations, and having those expectations and upholding them. And then, honestly, in my experience, the faster change happened when it wasn't just the teachers or the administrators that had those expectations, but when your student leaders started having those expectations and saying, no, we're not going to be the people that are thought of this way anymore, and I hope to help continue growing those leaders or creating those leaders so that you guys as students see those things and value them.
So what do you think is going to be the easiest and hardest part of this new AD job? Because you said you've been an AD before, but
I
it's
have,
a
yep.
much smaller school.
Much
Yeah.
smaller school,
Yeah, so what do you think
many
is the
less
easiest
activities
things?
and sports and stuff like that. The easiest part, really is probably enjoying it and showing up to things. I'm always going to want to go to something,
Right.
It's not wanting to be there to cheer on, or whether it's band or musical or sports. So I'm not worried about that per se because I know I enjoy it, and that's the part of it that draws me back to it so much, and the relationships you build. But it's going to be interesting. I don't. The last couple years of my life, I've really leaned into being an unauthentic person and myself because I found it was a lot easier. And so I don't know, to be perfectly honest. But I know that I will enjoy getting to cheer all the Bulldogs on at everything, and trying to get to all those different things to show them that it's important.
Nice.
It's good to support every activity, I guess. Yeah,
No, it is.
it is. It is. Is there any challenges you've seen as you came to North Platte, or do you think you'll have to overcome some big things this year?
I think as with any change, especially for a supervisor in this role, there's changes for coaches and there's changes for athletes and there's changes throughout everything. So I just think, because I don't ever want to be the reason why something doesn't happen or something gets screwed up, schedule-wise or equipment-wise or doing, our activities trying to do something. So I think for me is just staying on top of and doing things up to my standard, all the things, because there is so much more, and making sure that it's not affecting me when I interact with people, and I don't think it will, but it's kind of juggling all those balls, keeping everything in the air and keep it going, and that's going to be a definite thing for me to, I don't want to say challenge, but just something like that I will continue to work on, just because it is different. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But I'm excited to get started, and I have been started. I guess I've been working since the 1st of July. But to me, until kids are back in the building, we haven't really started, and that's what's exciting for me, is to actually get started and get kids back in the building. I know most people do not want school to start yet, especially a lot of the kids don't want school to start yet.
Nope.
I'm actually like not dreading it as much as I usually
Okay, I am, but
usually I spend all of July like thinking about it, like, oh my gosh, I have to go back to school.
Stressing out about
but
it.
But I just haven't been doing that this year. So then now as it's coming up, I'm just
So what were you doing instead?
working,
yeah,
hanging out with my
work.
friends. Usually I'm not doing that much in the summer. But now, like, I can drive and, like, I'm hanging out with friends. Yeah.
That
Game
upper
changer
class
for sure.
status.
No, this is what, now you have a social life.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Okay.
Right.
Welcome to having a social life.
Yes, I do.
That will
now.
go away depending on how much stuff you have to do at school.
Well, I'm definitely
That's
going to be doing a lot this year, but
Because what are you guys involved in? Obviously,
this
Bulldog
yes.
Productions.
We work.
Yeah, we work. We both work at the same place, actually.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Seven Brew.
Oh my god.
Have you been there yet?
I have not, because the line has been like 3
Okay.
blocks long.
They
every
go.
time I
They
went
go
by.
by fast. I promise you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Faster than a Starbucks.
Is it actually worth it?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so good.
it's so good.
Like, I know I worked there, but ever since I've started, like, I haven't been able to go to anywhere else.
Yeah. I haven't been to a Dunkin'
so
or a
good.
Starbucks since May.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
See, I'm more of a scooters person.
See, well, what do you like
Our
at Scooters?
smoothies are better.
Yeah. What do you?
I don't do smoothies.
Okay, well,
Oh.
what do you like at Scooters?
I caramelicious all day long.
Okay,
Oh,
so
well,
get
we have
blondie.
a blondie.
A blondie.
It's caramel and vanilla.
Okay.
It's so good. It's our most
Yum.
popular coffee.
Well, yeah. Who doesn't like caramel?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm the sort of person that still gets hot coffee in 90-degree weather.
dude,
so.
anytime
Well, we still have hot coffee.
anytime I see like the hot coffee and it's like 98
I'm
degrees,
like,
who's
oh my
ordering
gosh.
this? It's you.
Like-
It is me sometimes.
hey, it's all right. It's all right.
That's how all of the older folks are always when you get an iced coffee in the winter. That's what they're always. Who's getting iced coffee in the winter?
But
It's the
I'm
same
not. I'm
thing.
that
the person
person.
sitting in their heated car.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
if I stop by, am I going to get a discount at least?
You know what?
If you stop by,
And
If
we're
you guys are
working,
working?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you my
I'll
employee
think about it.
discount.
I'll think about it.
You'll think. No promises, bro.
Yeah, I like my job. I'm trying to keep it.
Hey, I've been there like 6 times.
Have you actually?
0 discounts. And
Okay, well, hey, I haven't taken your order.
I'm not sure you actually work there because I've never seen either one of you there.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
stop by on Friday morning, guys.
Hey,
I'm working.
come
They only work one half
hey, no,
day
no,
a
no,
week.
no. We work a lot.
Yeah.
Come
yeah.
tomorrow. I work 5 a.m. to 12, and
Oh
then
my gosh.
and then I work 5 p.m. to 10 closing. So come by tomorrow in between those times.
Well,
or not in
if,
between times.
you go to work at 5 a.m., you should never be late to school then. When
I'm not.
school
Oh, we'll see about
Yeah.
that. School's a different
yeah,
story.
exactly. Like waking up for work, it's like it's not that bad, but waking up for school, I'm like, oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
I'm not getting
It's
paid to
usually
go to
not
school.
that bad either.
Uh, it'll be different going back to school,
Yeah.
especially as upperclassmen this year. It'll
But-
be better, I
Is that
think.
going to be a good thing?
Yeah,
I'm excited. To
more
be an upperclassman.
opportunities for sure.
But like besides working, I also do golf and soccer.
Oh.
Yeah. And student council.
Oh, and student. I also forgot I am on student council.
Yeah.
Oh, you get Mr. Bruck then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And this. I'm on Key Club.
Okay, so and I haven't had a chance yet. What does Key Club do?
So
And explain it to me.
okay, we literally like fun nights for like elementary schools, like any type of like volunteering
Yeah.
Okay,
work.
why is it called Key Club?
No clue.
That's a really good question. It's been called
Yeah.
Key Club for
Yeah,
Okay.
forever.
ever since
Okay,
we've
okay.
had it.
No, ever. I even remember I was talking to my eye doctor, weird, but he was also in Key Club too, like way back when, still called Key Club. So I don't know why, but yeah, we just volunteer like after basketball games, we'll pick up the trash in the stands. Yeah, like what's it called?
So would you
Concessions.
say you're like a community service based club?
Yeah.
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 For sure
That's
it is.
that is a great resume builder.
Exactly.
That's
So,
awesome.
and helping Willie counts as community service, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Basically.
She
I-
wrote
I-
a movie. She wrote a movie, a script
Yes.
last year, and
And
we
I
produced
filmed it.
Yeah, well,
Molly
I
directed
filmed
it.
it too.
Or I direct. She was my helper, even though she wasn't even
wasn't
in
even
the
in the class.
class.
I wrote the story.
What was it about?
It was about this girl who loses her memory. She like gets hit by a car, loses her memory, and then she has to like figure out
I
like.
feel like I've seen this movie somewhere.
I made it straight from my memory.
It was
Straight from your memory of
straight
watching
for
the
an
movie.
English essay.
Probably back there somewhere, but
Maybe he's
Yeah,
seen
I-
it on YouTube.
yeah, maybe you watched.
Maybe you've watched
hit.
it. It's
What's the
super
title?
popular.
White. Like
White.
The color white. Yeah.
It won one of those trophies on the wall right there.
Yeah.
Best drama.
We had it in drama.
From where?
From I don't even know.
Wayne
Horror
State.
drama.
They have like a festival every year, and we
I thought
put
you-
something in
I
it.
thought you were going to say Bulldog Productions.
No.
You gave yourselves an award.
No, we actually won it.
Yeah, we just ordered it off of Amazon. Nothing's too
It
crazy.
premiered at the local theater too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it was originally my English essay because we
Right.
were supposed to write like a narrative, and my English teacher was like, "It doesn't matter how long it is." She's like, "It can be long as long as it's like." I vividly remember saying, "As long as it's not like 20 pages long, you know." But it's fine. It was 18 pages long.
Ooh, barely.
And she gave me a 3 on it.
What's that mean?
Not like okay, so our grade scale is 0 to 4.
A B.
So she gave me a B on it.
Yeah.
It was 18 pages.
If it was 20, it would have been an A.
No, she probably would have given me an F on it if it was 20.
I'm not reading that much.
Yeah, I got a 3 on it, and then it became, Wayne State Festival winner.
Award.
Yeah.
No. Don't. You just say award.
Award worthy.
winning.
Yeah.
Award
it
winner.
became award winner worthy. So,
First
So you
place.
are an award-winning script writer.
yes, I am
Basically.
And you're an award-winning
director.
videographer or
Director, both, everything in the books.
So
Yeah.
you got to yell "cut" all the time, huh?
That was kind of his job
Oh.
out of the most. I
There was
feel like.
other people who helped with it too, but
Yeah.
You put that
We're
on the resume.
just the main-
Award-winning.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
basically
Cool.
a state championship. It's the
Basically, we
only
won out of the
contest
country.
in the state.
yeah,
In the state, I mean.
I'm doing it again this year. Don't worry,
Cool.
I'll get a better script this year.
What's your
be
title
better
going to
this
be
year.
this year?
I don't
Blue?
know. I keep trying to. Wait, what is it? What?
Blue?
No,
Is it blue?
Yellow?
no. I've been thinking, Willie. I have really been thinking what to do, and I just can't think of anything.
We're going to have to be real out of the box.
I know, but that's the hard thing though. Like you can't just run the box.
Maybe about the story and trials of a girl working at a coffee shop.
Yeah, definitely. Like, no, that has been
Oh,
interesting. No?
there has been many stories, really.
Yeah, there really has been. It's an interesting job, brother.
Interesting. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
It's fun, though.
No, I love it.
That's
but,
good. Good.
Yeah. So,
All right. Well, to wrap up everything, is there any advice you have for us or the upcoming students you'll meet soon?
I don't know that necessarily have advice per se, but just, as we start building stuff this year and we start, striving towards what we want to be, I think, like what we talked about earlier, all that sort of stuff of, you make choices and your choices define you, and how you surround yourself and who you surround yourself with and ends up defining you. And that's, I think, something everybody can remember no matter what age. So that would be probably the best advice I have at this point. But otherwise, yeah, no, I'm just excited to be a part of the community and the culture and hopefully, provide some of that support and get to know everybody and excited to start.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on here.
Well, thank you for my first ever podcast.
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it.
Hope you had fun.
It
All
was
right, well,
great.
That was our podcast today. See you next time on Bulldog Banter.